Welcome to 21st Sports, and this is just an initial reaction to the Seahawks Vikings. We're going to do a full recap that's coming soon, but just real quick, just want to put out there what is going on with the officiating in the NFL in the wild card weekend. Here in this game with the Seahawks and the Vikings, the referees try to hand the game to the Vikings. So after last night, giving the game to the Steelers, they try to do the same thing here in this game. 2nd and 10 on the Minnesota 39 with 1:38 left in the fourth quarter. Cam Chancellor gets called for pass interference against Kyle Rudolph when clearly it was offensive pass interference against Rudolph. Rudolph pushed Chancellor to the ground, but the refs call interference against the Seahawks. That makes it a first down in Seattle territory, and on the next play, Kyle Rudolph picks up 24 yards, and now they're in field goal range, and it leads to a 27-yard field goal attempt by Blair Walsh for the win. But somehow, someway, the football gods correct it and make things right as it goes wide left, no good, and the Seahawks hold on to win this one 10-9 in a game that the refs almost handed over to the Vikings after Adrian Peterson had fumbled the game away, as his fumble ended up leading to the go-ahead score by the Seahawks, who at that point had just had the touchdown, but then they got that field goal to go up 10-9, and then here in the end, like I said, on that 2nd and 10 with 1:38 left from the Minnesota 39, Rudolph pushes Chandler to the ground, and they call the penalty against Chandler. I'll tell you what, if it had led to Minnesota winning this game, this rant would have sounded more like the one from last night with the Bengals and the Steelers, but things ended up with the Seahawks winning the game, justifiably so, but it almost ended up with the refs deciding this game as well. The referees should not be deciding the game. They should not be making bad calls in the final 2 minutes of games that gives the game to one team or the other. But it also shows you right here, the Vikings weren't able to take what the refs gave them and turn it into a W, whereas the Steelers, and especially Chris Boswell, did come through. It was handed to him, but he still made the kick from 35 yards last night, whereas here in this game you see Blair Walsh ends up missing the 27-yarder, and he was 8 yards closer, and he couldn't come through. So it does show you, even though when the refs hand you the game, it's not a sure thing. So some credit definitely does go to the Steelers and Chris Boswell for being able to take what the refs gave them and turn it into the W. They still had to come through on their part. Whereas right here we see the Vikings don't come through when the refs tried to hand them the victory in this one. But really what my beef is, it's not about who wins and who loses necessarily. It's about if the refs decide the outcome or not. The refs should not be influencing the outcome of the game. It should be decided on the field between the two teams, not by the referees. But that's what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Like I said, we'll be bringing you a full recap and reaction for this game. Keep an eye out for that. That will be up very soon. Thank you very much for listening. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you're having a good day and having a great weekend and enjoying all the sports.